Hello, 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 everyone. This is Rita Stewart with Legacy Financial Wellness. And you can also find out more about me with my bio at ritastewart.com. I wanted to come on because it has been a while since I've been over here in Money Matters and Tea. I had the opportunity the last few days to spend some time with my peers as it relates to sharpening my skills around the financial services industry and enhancing my knowledge base. So, in the title of this particular video, I wanted to go live, but I wasn't able to get the connection that I needed to do that. So I just said, okay, just go ahead and shoot the video because I wanted to make sure I connected with you all. Thank you for those of you who watched this. Be sure to give me some feedback and let me know you watched it. Ask any questions, reach out to me, like, share, whatever the case may be. Question for you. What can be more costly? And specifically, this question was asked, and I was in a room full of 100+ financial services experts. And one of the questions that one of our power partners asked us was, what can be more costly to, let me read it. What can be more costly to your family than when you find that your loved one was not protected when death occurs? What could be more costly to your family when you find out your loved one isn't protected when death occurs? Now, I'm gonna leave you hanging with that for a minute. I just learned so many things during this conference, and there's so many nuggets I want to share with you, but I know I can't go there because I can't keep you for an hour on this particular broadcast. But I have several thoughts running through my mind, and one is from a personal perspective, and the other I want to give you some feedback or at least some nuggets from what I received at this conference. But ladies, one of the learning opportunities that we have is what we call Wine, Woman, and Wealth. And we also have Money 101 and Money, Mommy, and Me. But in Money 101, you get this bigger, grander picture of all things money. But in Wine, Woman, and Wealth, we sort of pare it back down to how it relates specifically to us as women. And one of the things we do is we share a lot of statistics and insight in terms of how we as women fare with managing to our funds, whether it be short-term or long-term, right? And how there's just a tremendous opportunity for us to be intentional about managing to our money. Now, from a personal perspective, in terms of what me, Rita, is experiencing right now in life. You've heard me mention my grandmother many times. I know you all, for those of you who really know me, know how I feel about my granny. And within the past month, her care, her need for care has been in overdrive. So my caretaking, what I have to do for her has just been put in overdrive this past month. And I'm not going to go into the details of that, but the thing that I want to say to you is, I remember when I first went to Money 101 and I learned about some of the financial strategies that there was an opportunity for us as Middle America to put in place. I immediately took action, because the thing that comes to mind for me is, I don't want to leave my husband, I don't want to leave my daughter, or I don't want to put myself in a situation where I am not able to be cared for if it comes to that, or I don't have the funds to be cared for, or whatever the case may be, whether it be having someone to support me with my care, or whether it be me being able to get the help I need in terms of healthcare because I can't pay for it. I just read an article this week. I may have placed that article in this group, I don't know, but if I haven't, I will. Where people are forfeiting certain healthcare needs that they have because they can't afford it. They can't afford the money. I mean, they can't afford to have the care taken care of. In fact, one girl I know who actually shared this said that she actually canceled a procedure because she couldn't afford it. She didn't say what the procedure was, but she couldn't afford it. And I'm saying this to say, I know that many of us try to go through the basics and we feel comfortable in saying, I have enough money that will last me until I'm 85 or 90 or whatever the case may be. But I would encourage you to not just think about this from the perspective of, I have enough funds saved so that I can live and be able to draw X amount per month for the rest of the days of my life. That's not enough. That's not going to be enough. Or I think you should think beyond that, I should say, because God forbid, if there was an illness that took place, it could totally wipe us out. So in caring for my grandmother, there are expenses that the caretaker, Rita in this case, experience that many people just aren't aware of, and many people just don't think about. Many people just don't realize it. And most of the time, you yourself as a caregiver is the one who's going through that burden. And you're not going to, well, for me, I don't want to impose the concern upon my grandmother. But it's a reality. Now, the funds are set aside, to take care of Granny's household and to take care of most of her basic needs, if you will. But there are just so many incidentals that come up that the caregiver has to take care of. And you should be thinking about who in your immediate family that there could possibly be a situation where you have to take care of them long term. And it may not be in the case that I'm talking about where I'm taking care of an elderly parent or grandparent, but it could be a young adult child. It could be a child for that matter. Or of course, it could be a spouse that you may find that you have to take care of. And now, in my case, Granny is not at a point where, she needs to be in a facility. Thanks be to God for that. But you may encounter that you have to have facility care. Well, are there enough funds on hand for that to happen? Or it could be that your wish for your loved one is for them to stay in your home. Well, is that going to mean that you're going to have to start spending down not what's been saved for them, but what's been put aside for you because you're caring for that loved one? Okay. So it's, things are like really real for me right now in that area. I mean, and when I first started applying many of the concepts that I've learned and the strategies that I've learned, I wasn't even really thinking about it from a granny perspective. I was thinking about it, frankly, from, again, not to burden my daughter, not to burden my husband, and to ensure that I was taken care of, and then to ensure that I would be able to live life such that I would still be able to give and serve and do, and help make a difference in other people's lives. I never thought about it. Again, I thought about it for not wanting to be a burden to someone, but I never thought about the consequences of, or that there would be an opportunity or a situation where I had to be concerned about finances, my finances being spent down, no regrets at all. I'll do anything for my granny. Or my financial situation being challenged, if you will, because I have to help support the caretaking of a loved one. And this is, so it's just something to consider. And even though they do have funds, there are just other things that you have to consider. So I just want you to think a little bit more broadly about that, if you will. Now, a little bit from the, and if you understand what I'm saying, just let me know that, okay? Now a little bit from the conference. So this is a puzzle, and the puzzle has 3 parts to it. And a lot of times I use this puzzle when I'm talking to my clients one-to-one to help them explain one of our strategies, Living Benefits. That's just our flagship product, and I absolutely love that product. But so I'm going to just take this puzzle apart. It has 3 parts. I'm going to take it a piece one by one, and I'm going to briefly explain to you how Living Benefits can support you and your family. So the first one says, and this may be backwards for you, die too soon, die too soon. And remember I asked the question, what can be the more costly to your family than when you experience an unexpected death? So therefore, dying too soon. Can you imagine being in a situation where, you know, your spouse or you yourself, if you're the primary breadwinner or single individual who is responsible for the financial situation of your home, if you died unexpectedly and there were not plans put in place, or there were not funds or policy set aside, and therefore your family had to experience financial disaster as a result of the primary breadwinner no longer being there. We all see the GoFundMes on social media, and that is just so frustrating to me. Not so much so that they didn't prepare, but a lot of times it's because people just basically have not been exposed to the importance of securing certain financial solutions to ensure that they are prepared one way or another. So the point of life insurance is to secure it on behalf of your family, to secure it on behalf of your loved ones. So the first piece of this puzzle is as it relates to your family. The second element of this puzzle that I'm pulling apart here is live too long, live too long. Another aspect of the work we do, so of course there's life insurance in the case of death, but another aspect of the work we do is preparing for you to be financially stable for a long-term period of time. Many of us have will experience longevity in our lives because of the way healthcare, some of the advances in healthcare today, as well as some of the things we're all doing to be taking care of ourselves and practicing wellness for ourselves. So as a result of it, we will live longer, and therefore we need our monies to last longer. And that's the portion of the work we do where there is an opportunity to make sure that you diversify your savings plan to include solutions that help you defer taxation on your monies, and also that will help you to be able to retrieve your money tax-free. And the sooner, of course, you start contributing to solutions like this, the more monies you will have on hand available to you to support you through the rest of the days of your life. And there are also certain products that we have that will guarantee a set amount of income to you for the rest of the days of your life. So you need to become aware of them. Yes, we have 401ks, and that is a good thing. And for every dollar that your employer may match with a 401k, take it. You do not want to leave free money on the table, but do not leave or contribute all of your, or have your entire saving strategy be based on a 401k. That's not smart. Because there are extensive fees that go along with having a 401k. There are several different tax implications as a result of having a 401k. So the solutions that I'm referring to that we can support you with are actually very flexible, and there are some. Our goal is to support our clients with safe money solutions to keep your money safe from the stock market, unlike the 401k or the Roth IRAs, but to keep your money safe from the volatility of the stock market, and also to minimize any tax implications that one could incur. So hence, there's an opportunity for support with solutions from a death benefit perspective. There's an opportunity for support with solutions as it relates to securing your income so that you can be positioned to have a long-term financial strategy for yourself. And then the third piece of this puzzle is become ill, should you become ill. Now, the portion that we're able to support you with, should you become ill, is that of living benefits. And I'm gonna step back again. The life insurance is to protect your family. It's all about your family. The live too long is all about protecting your retirement and your future. And then here we are, should you become too ill, is all about protecting you. So should you become ill, we do have solutions that support you should you experience a critical illness, a chronic illness, or a terminal illness, where you would be able to accelerate access to those funds to support you should you experience an unexpected illness or a diagnosis. And many people say to me, well, yeah, I have living benefits. Well, I would love to have the opportunity to take a look at your policy to see exactly what you do have, because all types of living benefits aren't created equal in terms of what different carriers offer. So you need to know that. When I say critical illness, that could be from a heart attack, a stroke. There are like 18 triggers that could position you to accelerate monies while you are living to help you take care of your expenses and not have to risk spending down your savings account, your monies in savings, your money in retirement, and help your family and you to be able to go forth and focus on getting well and not be worried about finances should you find yourself having to be out of work. So if you experience a chronic illness, let's say you experience something where you can't perform 2 out of the 6 daily living functions of life, well, then there is an opportunity for you to be able to accelerate your benefits to support you during the time that you may be getting therapy, physical therapy or occupational therapy, whatever the case may be, because you're having to relearn how to walk or relearn how to feed yourself or whatever the case may be. And then there's also the opportunity to accelerate your death benefits should you be diagnosed terminally ill. And so as a result, though, just know as a result of you, if you had to choose to accelerate these benefits, there would still be a portion that would be available for your death benefit for your family. Now, every situation is different. Every person's situation is different. And it would require a one-to-one conversation with you to help you determine what you need. But again, becoming ill, die too soon, or live too long, those are some areas of life that you want to consider as you are mapping out your financial strategy on behalf of yourself and on behalf of your family. I've heard single individuals say, well, I don't need life insurance. And that's not true either, because particularly life insurance with living benefits, God forbid, if you're a single person and have some unexpected diagnosis or accident, whatever the case may be, and you're out of work, well, you're the only income earner in your family. So therefore, you would have these funds available to you to support you as you get well. So that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. Again, there are so many things that I have to share with you, and I'm just going to take them one by one and share as I'm led to share with you some key takeaways. But, think about what I shared earlier from my personal perspective in terms of the financial burden that it can be to support another loved one who with caretaking. And again, I'm grateful for every moment that I get to continue to love on my granny and spoil my granny and be with my granny. But it is a reality. For me, I don't work a regular job, if you will. So that's very helpful. I'm independent in my work. So I have the time to be able to get to granny. But what if I did work a 9 to 5? What if I did have to leave my job? What if you do find that you have to leave your job? How much have you done? Have you seriously looked at where you are financially and if there is something else that you could be doing to position yourself to support yourself and or a loved one in a situation like this? And also just remain open mind and attentive to the opportunity that's before you in terms of this financial solution with living benefits, life insurance with living benefits. Don't take that for granted. So know that I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know that you have watched this. That would be very appreciated. But just trust to know that I'm going to continue to come forth and go forth and share with you again as I'm led. But I'm grateful that you're in this group. Please invite, a loved one, another lady who could benefit from some of the information that we share. If there's anything that you have questions about, please go ahead and notate them. You're welcome to post any questions in the group because it helps everyone. And I will continue to come forward and share with you as I do. But anyway, blessings to you. Know that I love you and know that I'm here for you. Until next time.